Welcome back to the Virgo channel. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Laura. I'm going to do a general message for Virgo. Know that energy is fluid. Roles could be reversed. Interpret the message as it best resonates. I hope everyone had an amazing holiday, by the way. And looking forward to the new year, new year, new you. That's what it's all about. It's all about evolving into higher states of consciousness, especially here on the Psychic Soul Healer channel, because I don't just look at what goes on the surface. I look at the spiritual blocks, see how they play out as karmic themes within your situation so you can heal the effects of trauma, so you can quantum jump into the reality that you want to experience. Exciting, right? Well, listen, everything is karmic, especially in our relationships. Everything's all about learning. Your relationships teach you, and they teach you not just about, how to connect with somebody else and how to, you know, f- remain balanced and be able to go with the flow of life when you're in a relationship. They teach you about yourself. They teach you about yourself through getting triggered. When we get triggered, our soul mates come into our life to heal us, to teach us. However, a lot of times it doesn't feel like we're being healed. A lot of times we feel like we're being tortured. We feel like um, we're not deserving of what happens in our life, because again, the person that we assumed loved us is has betrayed us somehow. And so that's really how trauma is manifested. Trauma is manifested when we get into relationships and someone that we trusted, someone that we adore, someone that we thought was in our life to be a source of emotional comfort betrays us. So betrayal trauma is the worst type of trauma, because it doesn't just affect the relationship that you're in with the person that is an abuser, but it affects the way that we perceive ourselves, and then it distorts the way that we see every other relationship. And so I'm kind of feeling, even before I start this reading, is that you're dealing with someone that has gone through a lot of situations within their relationships where they have gotten hurt, that they were betrayed by someone close to them. So you're in connection with someone that does have feelings for you. However, I'm feeling like, due to what's transpired in your life, Virgo, it's like it's awakening certain wounds within you, but it's playing out as, again, how this person is triggering you, but it's also affecting this person because it's awakening all their own wounds. Like when someone comes into our lives that we have feelings for, that we do care about, it makes us stop and think and try to look at things from a different perception. We sit with things longer. We try to figure them out because we care about the person. And only unconditional love makes us do this, allows us to do this. Otherwise, our own ego gets in the way, and we don't want to deal with someone that triggers us. So a soul relationship, a divine connection, is not an easy connection, because it's one that will awaken, and it'll awaken dormant traumas. So we're going to see how this plays out. Now, if you want to enter into winning free reading with me, you need to like the video, you need to subscribe to the channel, and you need to do that anyway because it's good karma. And but if you want to enter into winning a free reading with me, you'd also have to write the word spirit descending in your comment bar. Okay, so it's actually two words, spirit descending. And spirit descending is when we all have a higher self, and the higher self is the God part of self, and that God part of self is inside of us, as known as spirit. So when our spirit descends is when we're taking our ideas, our passions, the things that stir our own soul, of things that matter to us. And we ground them into purpose. And we ground them by, again, like sharing them, if it's through our gifts, through our talents, and also through who we're connecting with. And spirit descending is really being living you on your soul's path, living your soul's path, and being guided by your intuition, living your bliss. So this is where I feel like you are, Virgo, that your like spirit is descending, so because you're creating, you're finding yourself, you're on your path. And I feel like this is affecting the person that you're connected to. And mainly because when we have a soulmate, or if any type of soul family, there is an ESP connection that's through the heart and the mind. And so we can feel that spiritual connection. But we can only feel that connection if our person is thinking about us, if our person is near us, if our person is around us. Because again, that soul connection, it transcends all time and space. But however, we don't always feel a person's connection around us. Sometimes people, have other things going on in their life, which is where I feel like you are. And that is triggering someone else. It's triggering the person that's connected to you. And the reason why is because they're used to being able to tap into your energy and feel you. So I'm feeling like they feel that either you're not there anymore, or that you're there, but you're like getting over them. So there's like a separation going on, but that can really only happen because your mind is on your own self. You're creating, you're doing. I feel like you're on your soul's journey, your path, you're finding yourself. So that doesn't just mean work, it means going out with different friends, it means doing things. So there's a sense that your life also looks from the outside as if everything's great, like you don't have problems. Remember, people tend to perceive things from where they are, not from what's truly happening. So a person's level of consciousness, if they're in a bad way and they're perceiving that you're on your soul's path and you're finding yourself, and maybe it's not exactly even the smoothest ride, but to this person, from their perception, that you're having a good time, that you're in this time of your life, that you don't have any problems. And so I'm also feeling like the person that you're in connection with is like having a little bit of a pity party for themselves because of where they are. So, but you're not being affected by this, and this is affecting your person. So we're going to see why I picked up on this information and how that's playing out within your situation. And we're going to start by looking at the hidden truths. What does your person feel? It's always the best place to start because A, we're curious. Like, what does this person really think? And B, it's like it allows us to look at the intention. And the intention allows us to see whether or not the energy is good or bad. Okay, let's take a peek. I'm excited to see because it can go either way. I mean, when we're in our own situations, we tend to look at things through our own situation. So this is why we tend to want to look at always look and see, I don't react when people mention you. Yeah. So it's like this person really cares about what other people perceive about them. They want to act as if they're strong. They want to act like they don't care. They want to show, they have a really hard time showing vulnerability to begin with. And that's the thing, is like this is a real soul's connection. So I feel like it's killing them. I feel like it's killing them, but they're like stone faced. And I feel like that's a survival mechanism that they learned growing up, to not show any vulnerability. So they would have a hard time showing vulnerability to you. I am not available. And I feel like they're not emotionally available because they're dealing with people in their environment. And also when they're putting on a show, right? When someone's so much they're putting on a show where they're not expressing feelings and they're acting like you don't matter, that you don't care. I mean, obviously people are bringing your name up because they know on some level that you're connected to them. I feel like there's people in your community, you have mutual friends. So people bring up your name and people remember when you had a thing for each other, that there were some people that knew that. They confided, either they confided in friends or vice versa. So there's some people that know. So it's like they don't want to show feelings because they don't know how you feel. And they don't know how you feel because you're not thinking about them. You cut your energy off. But I feel like your person's trying to find like clues, like what's going on, like, like they're going on through your social media, like they're trying to if they live around you, they're trying to like drive around, and look to find out. They're asking people, so they're intuitively like trying to tap in to figure out, what people do when they're in separation, but they don't want anyone to know that they have feelings. And this is why your person's not really available. But I also believe that there's something going on within their life that they don't want anyone to know about. My life is not as together as it seems. That's what was in this hand before. And that's what I'm saying. Like, I believe that they really care about appearances. That came up really, really prominent within your person. So they always put on a front like everything is fine no matter what. I feel like they're used to being seen as someone that has their shit together all the time and is perfect. And the problem with that is people that try so hard to make things look perfect is because they feel like they're imperfect. And people that usually feel like they're imperfect hold large amounts of shame and guilt. And when we hold large amounts of shame and guilt due to past experiences that we've gone through that made us feel as if we were bad, or situations that made us feel as if we were inadequate or something was wrong with us. And so, again, any relationship that's a problem, that if that's the story that we keep living, that we keep being in a relationship where the person that we're in a relationship with keeps hurting us, well, that's why your person's reality is what it is, because they think that. I bury myself and work to forget you. So it's, again, they're trying to like suppress their feelings, but it's not easy because, again, like they really truly have feelings and they don't feel you, and they're almost like, I want a sign, but without a sign, I can't really come and talk to you. And I also don't want to show vulnerability because you may not like me at all. You may not like me at all. You may not want to be with me. It might not be repairable. So we're gonna ask first before, like, again, I always like to start at the hidden truths because it's like, I like to like look in intention and what this person, I feel is really does have feelings, but they're not able to express them and they're not coming from their true sense of self, whatever's going on in their life, they're trying to hide it. So we're gonna take a peek and see what's going on. You are the first thing on my mind when I wake up in the morning. Twin flame journey. So you're in separation from your twin right now, and we're going to see why. Because understand, like this person has a very hard time showing their feelings and their emotions. So usually a twin is the opposite, holds opposite energies. So I feel like they're not emotionally intelligent, and I feel like you're someone that is emotionally intelligent. Um, I want to hold you in my arms and feel our bodies unite as one. So they have so much passion for you, and they feel such a strong connection to you. But I don't believe that this person knows that they're on a twin flame journey. I don't. I believe that they could be your twin flame, but I think that this person is not evolved in spirituality at all, that they tend to come from a lower base consciousness, which is more about, making money and like physical world things and passion, like relationship passion. And I would think that that's usually their language anyway. When it comes to their strength in relationship, it's the physical connection that they tend to focus on. It's what they tend to feel most comfortable with, not really expressing their feelings and emotions, though they can seem as if they're expressing their feelings and emotion when they're just talking about passion. But passion is not the same as love. Passion is more, again, based on the physical, and your person is used of conducting their life that way, and that's why they keep on experiencing the same betrayal trauma over and over and over again, because they don't take the time to get to know the person that they're with. And so what happens is that, you know passion doesn't last forever. It's like, it's not that you can't be passionate with someone else, but if it's codependent, where a person is looking for another person to fulfill their entire life with their happiness, their passion, like their passion for life can't be another person. When a person makes another person their passion, they will always wind up experiencing betrayal, because the mind doesn't know the difference between physical survival or emotional survival. So if we, again, form a physical bond with somebody that hasn't formed a physical bond with us, it means that we're going to put in a lot more energy than that person that emotionally didn't put in that much. And relationships happen over time. Like, your person tends to go straight for the physical aspect. And because they do, the relationship doesn't have any staying power. And then what happens is the relationship backfires, because the person that they were connected to gave everything. They fell head over heels for that person, and they gave their time, their energy, their focus, in some cases, money, and all for that person to feel as if they were disposable. So I feel like your person had a bad way of treating people like that, and now they're reaping the karmic rewards for it, which are not really rewards. They feel like it's trauma. They are experiencing that. So you're in separation from this person. And that's why they can't come and talk to you. They can't come and talk to you because I feel like they're going through a dark night of the soul. They're going through like an upheaval in their life, where I feel like you're like on your path and disconnected from them. So it's triggering the shit out of them, because they're like, they really want to talk to you. And there is this attraction. I just don't feel that this person's evolved. I know I need to release attachments with karmic people. I'm creating a plan to leave him or her. And this is what I felt. Like I said, I feel like your person cares a lot about what other people think and say. And that and I feel like the people that are around them know that they are somebody that they're attached to. They don't know that it's you, but they know. And I think that they just don't share any information. They're very tight-lipped about it. And mainly because they are finally catching on that the people that are surrounding them don't have their best interests at hand. And this is why they're in a bad way. I'm trying to understand how my thoughts create my reality. I know I need to stay positive. Are you? So there's a sense that they know that there's something wrong. They know that there's something wrong, not because, again, of just a separation with you. And you feel like you're just the cherry on the sundae, that the person that you're connected to is going through some major upheaval in their life. And that could be, again, being surrounded by a bunch of people that you trust, that you depend upon, that you thought were important people in your life, to find out not. And this is what it says here, like a karmic attachment is that. And that's when a person is bound to someone that they don't really want to be attached to, but they're attached to them and bound to that person through guilt, through shame. And so, like I said, the only way to really get out of that is through loving ourselves. I said that in the beginning. The same divine energy flows in each of us. This energy is a catalyst to our reunion. We just need to allow this energy to work its magic. Your person believes that you guys are going to work out because they still have a spiritual connection to you. And I'm feeling on a greater and on a spiritual level that this union that they have with you is helping them to transmute the spiritual blocks that they have from betrayal, again, to help them transmute shame and, again, victimization, guilt, and all the lower energies that come from being in toxic trauma bond relationships, which are really bonds that are, after a while, it's all about betrayal. It's all about being bound together by somebody through pain. And that's what your person, it's like, says, I know the difference. I didn't know the difference before. I didn't realize that there was a difference. They always believed that. I think that relationships were like that. You know, you meet somebody and you rush into the relationship. It's all passionate and fiery, and then the relationship ends just over time, but it always ends badly. So your person has commitment issues mainly because of this. So again, what they learned is that they're in separation from you, and they're in separation from you where it appears as if you don't care, that your energy isn't there. And what they're seeing is they really care, and that this relationship means something to them. But on a grander scope, why? Well, because they need healing, because spirit brings people into our life to help us heal. So we ask, well, what is it that you need to heal? Because we see what they need to heal. And we see what the problem was. You met this person while they were so connected to someone else, but they don't love that person. So you probably didn't even feel a connection because there really isn't an emotional connection between the two. And your person actually formed an emotional connection to you. And I don't think they're used to having an emotional connection because they've been stuck in a trauma bond relationship for a long time. So we asked, why would you meet a person like this, and what are you supposed to heal? And what it is self-sabotage, self-sabotage. So obviously, like getting involved with this person before, you would have hurt, like sabotaged yourself, like whatever you were doing, because you're in separation from this person. It means that you didn't fall for any karmic trap. You met this person, there was a connection, there really wasn't any like connection that they have with that karmic, except for they're bound to them. So financial reason held together through shame, through guilt, through pain. And here it is that they meet you and they have this unconditional love, so much passion. And why I say that is because twin flame journey, there's so much passion. And that's what I said, your person is run by that to begin with. That's what they're starting to, but they really have it with you because this is a real soul connection. Why? Again, for them to help transmute their wounds. But what this did was also by you not stepping in, like doing like connecting to this person, you put the energy into yourself. And that helped you transmute spiritual blocks of self-sabotage, where again, letting somebody else come into your life and only share where they only share part of their scenario, that's if it could have set you up for real failure. But here it is, you put the energy into yourself instead, and it really like it didn't just propel you into a new place within your work, but it made this person, this karmic person, turn around and look at how they self-sabotage the connection with you and made them realize about all their other relationships because they're in a place now where, like I said, they're not in a good space. It's making them have to look at their life, what's transpired in their life, and isolation, like again, where like you healed these, where maybe your survival, one of your survival modes was to isolate, to, but what we, in a negative way, where now you did isolate because you put the energy into creating yourself. And in that, propelled your business. And like I said, is what inevitably is making this person change. That's why the relationship is karmic. Because if you would have went with this person while they're still attached to a karmic, they didn't have a plan made to like figure out. They're doing that now. They wouldn't have done it before because they wouldn't have known the feelings that they had for you. You separating, cutting your energy off, putting it into yourself scares this person because now they intuitively can't feel you. So they're feeling like you're moving on. It's making them look at their situation where it's amplifying their situation where they're like, this sucks being connected to this person. I don't want to be connected to this person. I'm going to figure out a way to get out of this, which is healing for them. Because in order to heal shame and guilt, they inevitably would have to like want something for themselves. And what they want is love, unconditional love. You represent that. They're like, I have feelings. They were willing, however, to try and be in the relationship, I feel, with you while still connected to the karmic, which is inevitable why you will like cut cut the energy off, which is why your person is also afraid to come back and why they're trying to feel out where you are right now, trying to feel that energy out because they're like, I don't really know because I know what I did, I know what I'm deserving of, but I'm also like know that I'm a different person now and I know what I want. So I don't know whether or not I can even approach Virgo, and that's where they are. And we see what it did for you. It helped heal. Now, some of you guys are going to be with this person. Some of you guys are going to choose to not. However, twin flame is really a lot of times next impossible not to be with our twin flame. So for those of you that do want to be in this connection, we say, well, what is the energy that we can bring in to help like heal this, balance it, or make the connection stronger? Let's see. Let's see, let's see. Peace, peace, peace. I am unwavering in the face of fear. I come to my senses and embrace challenges. I am determined to think with gentleness and calm. I find inner silence and become a manifestation of peace. So we all know that soulmate twin flame journeys are not, they're not easy. They create a lot of turbulence. Like, because you're dealing with opposite energy. Your twin has opposite gifts than you do. They have opposite strengths. So they don't think the way that you do. They don't handle situations the way that you would. And neither one is right or wrong. However, one approach usually tends to have more of a male approach, like that, and that male approach is like energies that are very grounded, very logical, very analytical, and very structurized. Where as someone that's intuitive is very feminine energy, very creative, their approach is going to be very soft. It's going to be very empathetic. So the two approaches are completely separate. Life works well when we have both those energies because we have to have both those energies to navigate our life successfully. So your twin is coming into your life to help heal you. And I believe they're coming in to help you heal, like business things, to help you with your business, because twin flames tend to come together to birth something. That's how they are really able to transmute their wounds. Otherwise, you really can't, because every time this person would say something, you would perceive what they said to be like an attack, or it would trigger you, and vice versa, because the approach is different. It's or they're they would want to control the situation and what. So their two approaches are different, and there's also no real skills on how to navigate the relationship, because a lot of times we grow up in environments that our parents didn't have the skills. So we have to learn our own, and everyone has their own style in their relationship. Every relationship has their own flow, has their own style. So to learn compassion, to learn forgiveness, to learn, patience, to learn perseverance, all those higher consciousnesses need to be integrated. That's what a twin flame helps each other do, helps integrate those really difficult spiritual blocks. And what we know is shame and guilt come from that. And when I saw what your spiritual blocks were, self sabotage and isolation, those also bring shame and guilt. Shame from self sabotage, and isolation as a form of protecting it when someone feels guilty and they feel embarrassed. Where so in order to transmute those, where I see Virgo, you actually transmuting them by creating yourself, by finding yourself, by becoming yourself, your spirit's descending. This higher self is again helping you, guiding you on your path. Well, this person again is in a place of really having to look at their situation. And I feel like they weren't willing to do that before you fully cut your energy off. So if you want to be with this person, it's saying get to a place of peace, know that it's all about unconditional love. That every time you get triggered, that's something inside of you that needs to be healed. This person's come into your life to be a source of unconditional love, because their twin flame is all about unconditional love. It transcends lifetimes, the connection, because it never dies. However, it's like will trigger you, so it's to remember your natural state of being is to be at peace. So when you get triggered, you look inside of yourself, and again, that you determine to think like with gentleness and calm, and you find like your power in the inner silence, which is you tap into your intuition so that you can manifest the experience that you want within your relationship. But you can't do it if you're going to be triggered and fight. You have to look at the relationship from a spiritual perspective in order to stay balanced. And that is not all the time easy to do when someone is triggering the hell out of you. And some of those wounds are very painful. It's like stubbing your toe in the same exact place, on the same exact coffee table. every single day for a month. After a while, you want to rip your toe off or throw the coffee table out the window, and you'd be in such a bad mood all the time because you'd be in pain. That's the level that this type of connection can be if you don't look at the relationship through a different perception, which will allow you to look at yourself through a different perception, which inevitably is for healing. All right. I know I said I was leaving it there, but now really I'm going to leave it there, and I'll talk to you guys soon. And don't forget, if you resonated with the video, like, subscribe, and write the word Spirit Descending in your comment bar just because, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.